All right, next up, we go to the home base of Pub Sports Radio, San Antonio, Texas, the Alamo Dome, the annual home of the Alamo Bowl, the Valero Alamo Bowl. Valero sponsored this bowl game for years, too. So this is one of the classic, of the pre-New Year's bowl games. This is one of the more, well-known bowl games. It's been around for a long time, the Alamo Bowl, Arizona and Oklahoma. This and the Holiday Bowl, I think, are two of the more marquee, long-standing bowl games pre-New Year's Day. This one in the Holiday Bowl. Arizona, Oklahoma. We've got Arizona 3-point favorites, 62.5 the total in this game. The money's come in on Arizona, and I've already bet Arizona. This was definitely one of those spots where before when the matchups were announced, I said, I want my money on Arizona because you talk about excitement and enthusiasm for the bowl game. Arizona will have it. I have no question about that. It's been a turnaround season. Jed Fish has done an outstanding job, 9-3 for this Arizona team this year. Their defense really got better throughout the course of the season. 6 straight wins to wrap up the regular season. And from a point spread standpoint, 10-2 against the spread for Arizona this year. One of the absolute best point spread teams in college football this year. Very impressive. Noah Fafita, they've got their quarterback, not only for this year, but moving forward. No question with the way he's played. Michael Wiley, Jonah Coleman, 2 good running backs. They got Jacob Cowing and McMillan leading them at receiver. Like I said, the defense has played better. It's just a remarkable turnaround from where this program was when Fish took over for the disastrous Sumlin era. Kevin Sumlin leaving the program in the dumpster. And for him to have turned it around like this, it's very impressive. I expect this team to be sky high in San Antonio for this bowl game. Excited. As far as transfer portals are concerned here, there's not really a lot. He said, Jed Fish said there's maybe a few guys that might declare for the draft and sit out of the bowl game. We'll have to see if that's indeed the case. The one concern here is that the one main opt-out already confirmed is the starting offensive left tackle, Jordan Morgan. So that will hurt a little bit. Obviously, the blindside protection for Fafita at quarterback. But really, other than that, everyone's accounted for. For Oklahoma, there's all kinds of issues. They saw their OC, Jeff Lebby, depart from Mississippi State and take the head coaching job there. So there's a little change now. Who's going to call plays for Oklahoma here in the bowl game? That's something that throws things off a little bit. Dylan Gabriel's in the transfer portal. So Jackson Arnold is likely going to be the starting quarterback here for this game. 3 running backs in the portal. A couple of multiple offensive linemen in the portal. A very important secondary player, as well in the transfer portal. One of their receivers is out likely for this bowl game, key receivers due to injury. A couple more opt-outs on the offensive line, and Tyler Guyton and Andrew Rain. That's a right tackle and center. So there's definitely some absences here for Oklahoma. And, of course, Gabriel gone, Jackson Arnold in. I do want to point out, though, Jackson Arnold, when he played, and he got some playing time this year for Oklahoma, his numbers were pretty good. And now he's going to have the bowl practices to rev up here for this game. So this is more about who's missing. I think from a quarterback standpoint, going from Gabriel to Arnold is not the huge downgrade it might be for some teams. For me, it's the concerns about the cluster absences on the O-line. For me, it's about the multiple absences we might be seeing here on defense for Oklahoma. You combine that with, this is a team that beat Texas and was starting to think, Big 12 championship, starting to think maybe an outside shot at at the playoff at that stage of the season. They kind of petered out down the stretch, a few losses, didn't play as well on defense. So I still like this Arizona side at anything -3 or less. Wildcats for me. I expect them to really come here to this bowl game with purpose. What do you think here, C-Mac?
Yeah, just great year for Arizona. Darlings ATS. We were on that, basically since the beginning. I'm a big Fafita guy. And one thing is, though, I think this 3, Oklahoma's never really a dog, a team I never back here. No Gabriel. I think there's a little value with Oklahoma. And we got to go through, you talked about some of the people out, defensive and on the offensive side of the ball. And with no Gabriel, Jackson Arnold. Yeah, but he's a big recruit.
Yep.
I think he could look pretty good here. So I got to go through all that stuff. As much as I was Arizona all year long, if I could get the hook here, which I don't know, I kind of like Oklahoma here.
All right, kind of like in Oklahoma here with the 3. It's really, if they're dialed in Oklahoma, then taking 3 is not the worst thing here with them because they could obviously beat Arizona. It's going to be a question of just how mentally, dialed in and excited are they for the bowl game. And they definitely have more opt-outs than Arizona. We'll see if they can overcome that. I'm honestly kind of tempted. Now, I know the total's been bet down, and I get it. The total came down the moment it was announced he was in the transfer portal. But it's down to 62. I think Arizona will move the ball with Fafita again. Oklahoma's defense just wasn't good down the stretch. They gave up 45, in their final game against TCU, the regular season. BYU didn't have a great offense. They gave up 24. Kansas got 38 against them. They didn't play great defensively down the stretch. I think Arizona can move the ball. But if you look at Arizona, while the defense, like I said, much, much better this year, we do have to keep in mind when they played, Washington, they gave up 31, USC 43. Colorado scored 31 against. They did have some games where they gave up points, and Jackson Arnold, to me, maybe not the downgrade that maybe some teams would have going from their starter all year to the backup. Jackson Arnold's a highly recruited kid, and he played well in the snaps that he got during the regular season. So the more the total drops, the more I'm interested in going the other way and maybe betting over in this game. So I'm definitely keeping an eye on this total. And obviously, you will not have a single issue to deal with weather-wise indoors at the Alamo Dome in the fast track there in San Antonio.